Welcome.
Body, mind, and spirit. Well, you're beginning to learn that your brain is not your mind. And you're having some understanding of the ability to remember when you're out of your body or in a dream state, you would say, or even when you die, your body you leave and the spiritual force is there. There's a memory, the mind of you, formed by opinions. Everyone knows what an opinion is. Well, that's how you build your mind. And then you work your opinions like you would work an automobile. You have to change your opinion when you're driving a vehicle a little bit, because you have to obey certain laws. Now, within the human condition, you're aware of your 7 chakras. But you're not aware yet that each chakra has an opinion, an idea of itself. And you're in the process now, the human condition, of merging your personalities, your opinions of yourself, and the other dimensions and realms and things. But you're finding out there's more than you there. There's something else there, out there, inside you there, coming forth. It affects the muscles. It affects the sinew. It affects every organ in your body, and it affects your bones. Your bones are the most secret portion of your inner self. It's where you are literally inside the marrow, weep and cry for the mistaken opinions, but you're not aware of that. It produces blood, which carries oxygen through your system. Air is the force of God within it, the invisibleness of it. The idea of it. Your creatrix, Lucifer saying the wife of God, is your ocean. The fluids in your system are literally oceanic. For when you perspire and your sweat is salt. Removes toxins, yes. If you look at the water in a glass and you pour more water in it, as the water hits the surface of the other water, you see bubbles come up. That's oxygen being released for you. So not only the tree produces your oxygen, your water movement contacting water itself produces oxygen for you to breathe. In your sacred books, it says this thing. God's path is through the water, meaning the ocean and all your rivers, and the water you drink. And that's why we keep reiterating how important it is when you drink your water, always, at least, drink it in thankfulness. Because as you do that, and it enters your system, the oxygen produced by it hitting your system has a new life. You're not aware yet, but you're coming to the understanding of it, of this concept of growing up. When you're a little one, you want to grow up. Well, you're still growing up more. And that's within the construct and the concept as you die daily. But in those words, there's confusion. You're becoming more alive in a manner to adjust the opinionated self of you. Now when you find out you have 49 opinions, you're going to have this understanding of the necessity for overcoming your own confusion. Because this next shift in consciousness is not only going to be ability to, think and arrive at the witness to the manifestation of your thinking. In other words, you will think, and then you will proceed, and then you will say in your days 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever that think you had shows itself. For example, blue bonnet. You're just thinking of a blue bonnet, and you wait, and you see how long it takes for that blue bonnet to appear. I'm not talking about thought. I'm talking about think. Because it's you that's doing the thinking. And it's you now that is comparing the length of time between the thinking and how you thunk it, how you were doing the thinking, and the observance of the time lag in the manifestation. You're going through that process now. Everyone has the ability to manifest with the proper understanding of their opinions of themselves and others. We said telepathy becoming popular, just playing with thoughts one another, blah, blah, blah. But your own thinking now is your solution to the query and quandary of why manifestation is not occurring the way it should occur, as you've been told to manifest in your hand, or any place, as a matter of fact. What you're going to realize is the chakras are talking to each other right now, in their states of understanding the signature of your divine self. So the signatures are going to start talking, and they talk in a command manner, because each signature is wrapped around one particular law. And by laws I'm talking about the 10 Commandments. Now when you figure out you have 7 chakras, yet you have 10 commandments, there's 3 other rules that apply to realms you're not aware of yet. Succinctly. One of the conditions you're going to go through is the condition of shame, because your earth literally is beginning to shake more violently. It is. You have more volcanoes going off daily, new ones. You have an active field now going off in your northern Arizona, little ones. They are precursor releases for the fluidic force within the planet as the Mother Earth expands like a balloon, and the little matrices on top, what is the continents, are going to expand and shift too. The United States is moving east in a manner, part of it. You're having difficulties in becoming truly aware of yourselves. And you're having difficulties in the awareness and sharing of scientific information. There are many denying what is occurring in the planetary forces. You have another system coming. It's here, actually. And it's causing these frequency changes. You have $15 or $30 very large extraterrestrial ships at your South Pole, working to hold the magnetic field in place to slow this pole shifting down that you've been hearing about. Because it would not only shift the poles, create the quakings of the earth, it would create disturbance in your bodies. You will have a set of legs walking here and your top or torso will be here, but you won't see this part. But you know you're connected. You don't need to keep them together. It's a distortion in the agony of the rebellion. But that's another topic. The understanding now is each one, as you study the self, and by that I mean the heart chakra right now, the performance of your duties, spiritual duties to the other entities within you, within each chakra. You have the responsibility for those beings. There's an education process going on from within and without. The within now is beginning to take over because it has authority over the system of self, its regions. The 7 chakras are going to go into 3 areas. In the manner they'll be in front of you. 1, 2, 3. In the manner you're going to need to breathe it in this way. You're going to have to recognize that as you extend it in front of you, and you're going to have to call it back to be in the body so the bones can do what it has to do, what they have to do, which is move you about. If you get moved about by any other means, you will be separated from your body and see it, but not be aware of how to get back. The way you get back, if distortion caught out of your body, back in, is to remember the location that you are at. Just even the city will reinstate the units, because the memory now is going to alter. You're going to see things that are different. You're going to see more and be present more in the astral, where your true mind is. The combination of all of your auric fields, being the auric energy resulting from the process of you through each chakra. Those are your light beings. You move to this going to need to understand the secret nature of yourself, which is in the diamond light that's in the 4 units, the juncture of the 4 chambers of the heart, in there where you're hiding. And you're going to have to understand the black light, the darkness of yourself, as the 2 unite. You can't have light without darkness, or darkness without light, for knowledge of things. You're on the edge of it now. You're going to see creatures that have been depicted in your Egyptian pyramids, old Syrian temples, Persian, before Persia, beings with wings, lion beings, 4 legs, with wings, with a man's head and a beard and a crown on the head. That's an entity that knows what he's doing and has the power of all of those appendages, the wings and the legs, and the face and the head of a man. You're part of that construct. These are the ones that, what you would say, enforce the laws. Because when they appear unto thee, you will begin vibrating to that frequency. They're golden beings, gold, literally gold, fire gold. They don't talk. Communication is totally through the rays of energy. So supplication and asking for the removal of your ignorance as you encounter these forces, because they're beginning to take you to places in your sleep now. As you sleep, and you're coming back, some are coming back confused, because the wordings in your physical world haven't prepared them for possible journeys in other realms without having to die the body. Because you have 7 portals, chakras, and 3 more above your head that are merging. And you are literally now working through 3 dimensions at the same time. You go up the middle one, and then you come down. It's in the middle one where you're getting confused. It's the middle one where water is going to be important. And this one, as we're going through these processes, is beginning to understand within the physical form the density and therefore the lack of hearing. It is like being underwater, in the water. You can't hear one another under the water, but you will soon learn to talk through the water simply by being in the water and seeing and perceiving and feeling. And this is the process that's going now for this reason, for the protection of the human condition, to take you through what is coming. You're going to need to be understanding the silence of yourself and the profound nature of the 4 beats of your heart that are talking to you. Because there's a being there that walks through the heart and pushes each chamber. A walking being, walking through you, that pumps each chamber. You've seen resuscitation techniques when beings die and you prove the heart compression thing. That's an electrical force to recall. You have that walking one in you producing that electrical force for you because you don't know how to do it. You have no idea how to do it. The expression of you now, individual ones planetarily, is purposeful and unique for your own understanding without the confusion of another's religion, so to speak. Because you all have come before and you established some sort of sacred teaching. You did, each one of you. And now you're trying to find out what it was again. Because you're remembering you got caught. And now you're having the opportunity from the grace given by the Mother, so you can understand a little bit more and your opinions can change. And you're going to find out the true purpose of Mother always has been for the nurturing of the little ones. Even more succinctly in the divine understanding, you have ideas of what nurturing mothers should be like. It's just the ideas. The true function and understanding of it is going to come through everyone at once, at the same time on the planet. And there's going to be a lot of begging for mercy. For when peace comes, mercy always comes too. Because peace is justice. And you're going to need mercy when justice truly shows up. Because it's yourself identifying with yourself in the admission of what you call the omissions, which are what you beings with true sins. But you don't recognize yourselves yet. So you're going to have to quickly understand your mind, your brain, your body, and your spirit, so you can recognize yourself and reclaim the dignity of your divinity. Because it is there all the time. You've just buried it by accepting processes from others in their talk of arrogance, but they haven't done anything. You do more for the benefit of others and mankind, sitting in your sacred space and understanding the think. You learn to protect space so that others are safe within the space. And then you learn the dignity of your auric energy. Then you learn the authority of your auric energy and the extent it travels. Then you learn the dignity and extent of the space that you're responsible for. Because I said responsible. You've been given the opportunity here, humankind, to become more than the gods, whichever one you know. You've been told that. The entity Jesus said it, to do better things, more. This is beyond the God thing concept. Acknowledge understanding of self without the sacrificial confusion and the ignorance of what life truly is. Because it's the air and the water. And that's why the entity Jesus could walk on the water because he knew he was the air. He was in the air. Didn't have to manufacture a thing. You're in the teachings now, literally, of what you would term the disciples experienced. Everybody has heard of the word disciples. And there's an energy attached to it, one way or the other. Just as there's an energy attached to Christianity, Muslim, Judaism. You have frequency adjustments that you're going through in these understandings. One of the clues that you've been given for the dignity of yourself is within the nature of the foods you eat. If you knew why a food grew itself in a particular way, you would know the importance it is to a particular organ, to a particular bacteria system that's within yourself, to a particular antigen that provides you the protection from an inflammatory disease from within by improper contemplations at times. Because your own opinions could make you sick within the density of yourself if you not have at least some form of agreement with others in the space that you're in. There's an inner conflict. So peace, protection, and joy to all beings. And understanding that peace is justice and also comes with mercy, which allows the peace to be there. Because no one could stand the force of justice, truly. So mercy comes. And she comes with a blanket of comfort, protection. Like a blanket you could hide under.